and welcome to Brand Your Passion, the show that helps you turn the thing you love the most into something that people know and love you for. I'm your host, Holly Arnett, the brand coach for creatives, and I'm on a mission to make the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. If you're ready to get more eyes on your work, more dollars in your pocket, and more creativity in your life, you're in the right place. Welcome. Let's brand your passion. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Brand Your Passion, and welcome back to the first episode of 2022. We've taken a break over the holidays, obviously, and now we are back and ready to help you build and grow your brand and build and grow the incredible creative business that you have in 2022. So I thought that today we would kick things off for the first episode of the year with some strategies or some approaches that we really think are the best things you can focus on to brand and market your business in 2022. Because obviously strategies and techniques and approaches and platforms and all of that stuff change over time. So maybe what you were doing 2 years ago might not work this year or needs some adjusting. And there are smart uses of your time and your energy this year. Obviously, the way the world is right now, there are some different approaches that we need to take to be able to maximize your brand and give you the best possible opportunity to reach your people and make money doing what you love and all of the stuff that we want to help you with. So we want to talk in this episode specifically about what you can do in 2022 to really build and grow and brand and market your business. So if you are wondering, what do I do? What should I be focusing on? What's the plan? What do you recommend? What's the top things you think that I should be doing this year? This is the episode for you. And I really think that if you follow these 6 techniques or strategies or things that I'm recommending, that we are recommending this year, that you will kick some ass and have a great year. So this is the plan. Are you ready? Ready to dive in? Let's go. So number 1 is probably not going to come as a surprise to any of you. If you've listened to the podcast before or you've heard anything that we've talked about on Instagram or in videos or anything before, because this is the kind of thing that underpins everything that we always talk about when it comes to branding, but it's more and more important. It's getting more and more and more important, and that is to really find clarity on your brand if you haven't already. So if you haven't done any sort of brand strategy work about what your brand is about and what your vision and your mission is and who your audience is and what makes you different and what's your brand voice and all of those foundational bits that really help you to clarify your brand, define who you are, reach the right people because you know who they are and where they are, to stand out because you know who you are and what makes you different. All of those things and having clarity on them is the key to everything else. When you have your vision, it's the key to making decisions and giving you inspiration and motivation and helping you to keep going. If you have your values, that helps you to make decisions. It helps you to choose clients and projects. If you know your audience, it helps you to know what content to post and where to post it. And all of that stuff comes from having clarity. And if you don't have clarity, then you're going to be confused. Your audience is going to be confused. It just results in a whole lot of confusion. So the number 1 thing that I want you to do this year, if you haven't already, or if you feel like what you have done is not correct or not feeling right or not feeling aligned or feels like it needs changing because your business has changed a lot or whatever, is to find that clarity. So do some brand strategy work this year. Really get clear on those key things like who am I? What is my brand all about? And who am I trying to reach? And how am I going to do that? That is your strategic, clarifying plan for 2022. And you really need it because now, people are more and more selective about who they support. People potentially are a little bit more careful with how they spend their money. They are sort of overwhelmed a little bit online in some ways, and so you want to be the person that people still want to have in their online world, that they want to support financially. And how you can be able to do that is by having a really clear brand that clearly communicates who you are and why someone would want to hang out with you online and support your work and engage in what you do. So finding clarity is the key to everything. So that's number one. Do that this year if you have not already. Number two, and some of you are not going to like this, but bear with me and let me sort of give you some guidance around this. But number two is to focus on video. So you will have heard this a lot over the last year or 2 years, that video is the way to go, that video has the most engagement, that it has the most conversion, that everybody freaked out last year because Instagram said that they are no longer an image platform, but they're a video content platform. TikTok's taken over, all of this stuff, right? You've heard this before, and maybe you have sort of resisted that or been a little bit unsure about how to do that or why you have to do that, or sort of any of those questions, which are totally valid questions, because I am somebody who finds filming and editing video very difficult. My brain doesn't work in moving image or in sequential storytelling, anything that requires storyboarding or that kind of thing. I just can't make happen in my brain. But video really is the thing that is driving all of today's content, and it's just going to get even more so that way. And video doesn't have to be this big, scary, unattainable, unachievable thing. It can actually be really easy to do if you use some smart thinking about it. So number one tip for video is that you can just use what you already have on hand. So use your phone, use whatever camera you have. The cameras that we have these days on our phones and on our computers and all of those things are really great quality. So you don't need to worry about going out and buying a big camera or getting something new. Just use what you have and make it work, and it will be fine. And you can also recreate content you've already made in video form. So say, for example, you made a checklist post on Instagram that was about your top 5 drawing utensils. You can then make a video version of that same content, but use that as a way to start making video, because you don't have to start from scratch and think of all these new concepts and new content to make video out of. You already have amazing content that's probably done well or reached some people. You've had some good conversations about it. So use that to help you start making video and to give you some ideas of content you can make, and then go from there. But I really think that this year, if you want to be growing your social media and reaching more people, then video is the way to do that, because it helps you to engage with people really well. People love video. It's easy to watch, it's fun to watch. They can get to know you and your personality really well on video, even if you're not showing your face. They can still tell from the music that you choose and the way you film it, and if you do voiceovers or whatever, they'll get to know you way more through video. They can read your body language, and there's eye contact involved and all of that stuff, which is really, really good. And you can tell stories super well in video. You can entertain really well on video. There's so much good stuff that you can do with video, and that's why it's become so popular. So whether you're choosing to do video on Instagram or on TikTok or on YouTube or whatever platforms you are wanting to engage with, which you'll know what they are if you do your brand strategy work, think about this year, how can you start making video? What's the easiest way for you to do that? What's the best way for you to do that? And how can you start doing that? Maybe it's just one a week or one a month or whatever's going to work for you, and just try and start getting into that video game. So that was number 2. Number 3 is to collaborate with others. I really believe in like collaboration and community over competition and all of that stuff. And I think that this year we all just sort of need to like band together and support each other and work together to help grow and build each other's brands, right? So however you want to do that, whether that's like collaborating on an actual like art project together, or being on each other's podcasts, or any way you want to do that, doing Instagram lives together, doing collaborative Instagram posts together, you can do that. Duetting each other's TikToks, whatever it is that you want to do to collaborate with people. I really think that that is an amazing thing to focus on this year, because not only is it super fun, not only does it help you like support other people, but it also like brings the creative community together, and you get to like capitalize off each other's audiences. So you get to know the people in their audience, they get to know the people in your audience. It's just smart marketing in my mind anyway. So think about who you would love to collaborate with or work with, or have on like your podcast or your videos, or whatever way you want to do it, and get brainstorming and thinking about what you can do to collaborate with others in 2022. Number 4 is to really think about getting online, if you haven't already, in terms of like how you sell your work. Because as we know, this year or the last couple of years, a lot of in-person things have unfortunately not been able to go ahead, right? Or some of them have, or they've sort of half gone ahead or whatever. And that sort of put a stop to a lot of people's usual strategies for growing their brands and making money from the work that they do and all of that sort of stuff. And I would hate for that to happen to you, and for you to have like a market be cancelled or an event be cancelled or whatever, and then that has like munted your experience. So this year I really would love for you to think about, okay, well, how can I maybe just get like an online shop going if I don't have one already? Could I get onto some like virtual markets that are happening? I've seen a bunch of those happening online on Instagram and stuff like that. So how could I get involved with any of those? Are there any like online marketplaces I could list my stuff on? Maker Moxie has one. So if you want to be on our marketplace of makers, then please, we'll leave the link in the description for you to fill in the form, and you can do that. But like anything like that, how can you get online and get the ways that people can support you online, so that if an in-person market gets cancelled, you can boost like the marketplace that you're on online. You can share that and get more people buying from there. You can promote things in your shop. You can do virtual events, all of that stuff. Think about what opportunities there are online for you to sell your work. That would be a really smart thing that I think would be great for you to do this year. And along that similar line, my number 5 tip or strategy for building and marketing your brand this year is to diversify your offers and the way that you make money. So whether like right now you just sell physical products, or you sell services, whatever it might be that you're currently selling, think about what other ways you could diversify your income and your offers that are maybe a little bit more passive, or can just offer other opportunities that mean that if you are not able to post your things, or you're not able to sell them in person, or for some reason, hopefully not, that you get sick or whatever, there are still things happening in the background that mean that you can still grow your brand, sell your work, reach your people, make more money. So those could be things like starting a Patreon or some other sort of membership, creating content that you can get paid for. Maybe that's like through YouTube or TikTok or any of those platforms that pay creators for like the views that they get, or the AdSense, or whatever it might be. Affiliates, that can be like promoting other products, that could be like software that you use, or I have like a bookshop, one where I recommend books and can get paid for if people buy the books off there, that kind of thing. Setting up some affiliate things is really a cool way to do that. And you can promote those links through like social media or blog posts or Pinterest or however you want to promote them. Maybe you want to set up a course or a community or some other paid like teaching or learning experience where you can share your magic with the world, right? So however you want to do it, all in all, I just gave a few examples there, but all in all, the approach that I would recommend this year is to think about how you could diversify your income in those ways. Or maybe it's like digital products or whatever that mean that whatever happens this year, whatever comes up, whatever gets cancelled, whatever, hopefully nothing and everything goes ahead, but you got to be prepared and be smart, right? Think about what other ways you could grow your brand, market your brand, get income that isn't just dependent on the one thing that you need to sell in person or you need to be able to ship physically to somebody. Just think about other ways that you could do that. And my last tip this year, my last strategy for how you can brand and market your business this year is to do that while giving yourself some grace. As we've talked about, the last year or so, or couple of years, a few years have been a heck of a roller coaster that as creatives has really like caused us to have to rethink a lot of what we're doing. It's been a quite overwhelming time. You know, the rise and change and everything of Instagram and TikTok and all of these different and new platforms, and Clubhouse came around and then left, and Twitter Spaces is now a thing, and you know, all of this change and all of that stuff can feel quite overwhelming, and I just want to remind you that you're doing an amazing job. Just by being a creative and sharing your work with the world is freaking brilliant, and I'm just super proud of you, and you should also be proud of yourself. And I just want to remind you that you're doing a great job, and anything that you are doing to try and market and brand your business and get it out there into the world is wonderful. So whether it gets you like 5 new people or 500 new people or 5,000 new people, whatever, just give yourself some grace, know you're doing a great job, and know that whatever you see anybody else doing online or anything like that, you are kicking ass and you are doing the best that you can in this weird ass world that we're in right now. So that is my last tip, is to give yourself some grace this year. Do what you can. Kick ass if you can, but also take a nap if you want. That's what I will be doing. So I hope that these tips have been helpful and give you sort of a plan for this year. So I'll just recap. Number 1, get some clarity if you haven't already or you feel like you're missing that. Number 2, focus on video and think about how you can start implementing that in the marketing and branding of your business. Number 3, collaborate with others. How can you support others around you, work together to build your brands? Number 4, get online. How can you sell your work and reach new people in online situations that sort of protect you from the chaos of in-person things currently? Number 5, diversify your income with maybe things that are a little bit more passive or on like monthly recurring revenue, or just things that are support what you're already doing. And number 6 is to do all of that while giving yourself some grace. Try your best, do what you can, but make sure you look after yourself this year. Okay? Good plan. I hope this has been really helpful. I would love to hear any of your tips for what you're planning on doing this year as a creative, building your brand, and we will see you in the next one. Bye! Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Brand Your Passion and choosing to spend time with me learning all about branding, business, and all things creativity. You can find more episodes just like this one at makerandmoxie.com/podcast. If you like this one, you can tap that subscribe or follow button so that you're notified about each and every new episode. And if you've got a spare second, please leave a review on iTunes or wherever it is that you're listening to this podcast, because I would absolutely 100% love to hear from you. If there were some helpful goodies in this episode for you, it would mean the world to me as well if you could screenshot that podcast player right now, hop on over to Instagram or Twitter, and tag us at Maker and Moxie. By subscribing, reviewing, and sharing, you're helping reach more creators just like you, so that together we can make the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. We can't achieve this mission without you, so your support means the absolute world. I will talk to you in the next episode, but until then, keep creating.